How did that get there? Moving right along. Free comic book day weekend. That ain't even one of my. Moving right along. The other thing I got to watch, so I got to see something else as well this weekend. Which is a little bit much considering that we were covering The Last of Us, and then I usually try to do one movie with that, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Shout out to everybody who reads my features on themovieblog.com. I have a few more articles about this film as well as about Mission Impossible that you might find interesting that I don't really always talk about in the videos. But if you're a reader, you're on the subway, this is definitely a great chance for you to check out some of my cool stuff. Now, moving right along, I did want to talk about Mission Impossible. So, did I forget to stop this? Let's talk about Mission Impossible. So, again, for those of you who are joining in late, or if you're watching on a replay, what's up, everybody? Anthony here, your TMB homie, back with another spoiler-free review. This one's going to be spoiler-free-ish. Definitely less spoilery than the last one, because this one I think is a little bit more to the story than a Final Destination movie, right? If you love movies, bad jokes, and mild existential crises about AI taking over the world, hit the subscribe button. If you're new, let's talk about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. But just a quick heads up, I'm going to keep this mostly spoiler free, but we are talking about some plot points, some character stuff, and a few things you might want to experience fresh. So if you're super sensitive about spoilers, maybe go watch the movie first and then come back here. I'll be here running from imaginary explosions like Ethan Hunt. I'll be here. All right. All right. So first off, this movie isn't just another sequel. This is supposed to be the culmination. This is like the end game of the Mission Impossible franchise, except instead of magic rocks and talking raccoons, it's Ethan Hunt running like his rent's due and the world's ending at the same time. And listen, Tom Cruise, man, he might just be part gazelle. This man doesn't walk anywhere, right? My man runs like he just found out his Amazon return window closes in 5 minutes. The movie feels big. It wants to be epic. They crank up the orchestra soundtrack to 11. And then somehow they break the knob off it and leave it there. Like, I'm serious. The soundtrack is unforgiving and it's unrelenting. Every scene feels like it's scoring the second coming of Christ. No quiet moments, no breathing room, just straight up threat level midnight for 2.5 hours. It's powerful, yeah. But at some point, my fucking ears needed a smoke break. Visually, though, this movie cooks. This movie cooks. From the crowded streets of London to the frozen beauty of the Arctic Ocean, every location feels like a spy thriller travel vlog. Honestly, at one point, I actually forgot the stakes were save the world from a rogue AI and just started Googling cheap flights to Norway. Like, it's that pretty. The stunts, come on. Come on. Come on. You already know my boy Tom don't fuck around, man. He got these stunt doubles out here putting in overtime. The fight scenes, frantic, chaotic, anxiety-inducing in the best way possible. There's this scene in the submarine. There's this scene in a submarine. And no lie, it had me thinking about some of my favorite scenes from Christopher Nolan's Inception. But like, underwater. Like, imagine Christopher Nolan teamed up with James Cameron and they just threw up and made a film with that scene. It's wild. But look, we went over what was good. We went over what was good. but it's not all wins. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This movie is also cheesy. Sometimes it's downright corny with the dialogue. And not like charming corny. More like, did we accidentally walk into a straight to video movie cheesy? There's so many moments where the movie is being so dramatic about saving the world that I felt like I was watching a soap opera, but everybody's dangerous and dodging bullets. One thing that made me laugh way harder than it probably should have, everybody and their mama keeps sending Ethan on missions. Like, bro can't even eat lunch without somebody sliding a mission across the table. Like, just one more, buddy. At one point, I have expected an Uber Eats delivery person to pop up and whisper, "Your mission, should you choose to accept it," like while handing him his lunch. Oh, I'm gonna leave it alone. I thought I was going to say it, but you know what? It's a little bit it's a little bit too much of a spoiler. It's something that annoyed me in 2025. Like, even the AI villain was like, "That's a little on the nose, bro. You really did that?" And somehow they do some other weird things with the characters. Things shift really quickly. Like, things just happen with characters really quickly. And for a moment, you're like, really? That's it? No trust fall exercise, just vibes. Like, that's it. Let me say something that you guys can understand a little bit better. How about this? Tremel Tillman, right? Tremel Tillman. Shout out to Severance fans, right? He shows up, except he's basically almost like his Severance character again, just with clearance code. I mean, it's fine. It works. It's, just funny how when he opened his mouth and I instantly wanted to file some macro data reports. Um, Angela Bassett pops up too. Angela Bassett pops up too. Um, and look, she does everything that she can with what she's given. Problem is, the script has her reacting more than acting. She is presidential, but it's hard to show out when the whole movie is basically screaming world ending every 4 seconds like a car alarm. So, not to sound overly negative, let me give you my final thoughts. The first act is rocky. Some cheesy dialogue, some heavy handed drama, kind of clunky plot setups. But the second and third acts, yo, they deliver. They deliver. The fights, the stunts, the globetrotting vibes, the final submarine sequence, that's worth the ticket alone. Would I rank this as my favorite Mission Impossible? No. Honestly, I like the last one more. The Dead Reckoning, part one, but the final reckoning still delivers where it counts. Thrills, spills, Tom Cruise possibly tearing both hamstrings at 60 years old to save humanity. If you're a fan of the franchise, you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a good time. Just prepare yourself for the melodrama and maybe bring some earplugs for that full Dolby surround beatdown. Anyway, that's my review. I would say if you had a choice, check it out in IMAX. Let me know in the comments if you're planning to see it or if you're waiting for the inevitable director's cut extended super final reckoning edition. If you're new here, smash that like button, sub if you haven't already, and I'll catch you with my next review with more movie madness. Let me see what you all are saying about this in the comments. Have I seen the trailer for Weapons? I have, and we could talk about it. I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible movies. Yeah, these movies cook. These movies cook. I have nothing bad to say about the Mission Impossible movies. These movies do cook. Inception underwater. What? I can't wait to see this movie. My friend didn't get sneak peek tickets to this. See it in IMAX. See it in IMAX. If you can. If you can. Dolby is good too if you're able to get one of the digital projection theaters. I almost never go to like a regular movie theater. If I get the choice, I always go to like a Dolby or an IMAX. I have my preference. But if you can, yeah. Angela Bassett was fire in Mission Impossible Fallout. She was. She's fire in so many things. Shout out to Angela Bassett. Love her. Yes, torn hamstrings. My man runs everywhere. There's just I think even in my little B-roll footage, you just see him running for whatever reason. I know it's been years and it's too late, but they had a whole thing about that. I think they offered it to her, but I don't know. It just didn't work out. But yeah, that is my Mission Impossible review. Now I had some other stuff to talk about. Let me go through my highlights real quick. I was curious about whether or not I wanted to talk about the Diddy trial. The Diddy trial has been something that's been on my mind. I'm gonna probably save it for a little bit later, but I did see the Diddy trial. I did want to give you some quick rapid fire news. Let me see if I can pull that together. But in the meantime, feel free to drop me some questions in the comments. I definitely have time for some questions today. And this is just me, not at all stalling for time while I bring up the tabs that I should have brought up a long time ago. That's not what I'm doing at all. At all. I would never do that. Don't even sound like something I would do.